Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch and would like to purchase it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at JazzTime.com. Today, I'll be reviewing the Vacheron Constantin Dual Time Overseas in rose gold, second generation, reference 7920V/000R-B336. I'll tell you a little bit about the history of this watch, then I'll tell you about where it stands in the lineup of other similar overseas. Then I'll tell you about the case, bezel, dial, bracelet movement. Finally try it on and give you my thoughts. So let's start with just a little overview. The overseas came out in the mid-90s, 1995 or so. And I believe it was a direct answer, although very late, to its competitors, Patek and AP, which had the Nautilus and Royal Oak respectively. Vacheron needed their own sports watch, and they designed this one that you see in front of you, which is the Overseas. It's not designed by the same designer, Gerald Genta. He'd already done the two most famous ones, so he wasn't about to do a third one. Vacheron decided to make a very similar stylized watch, but in their own image. And the result is what you see here, the Overseas. Although they were very late to the party, but at least they arrived at the party, better late than never. And they have their... Now Vacheron, which is a top watch brand, has its own sports luxury watch, which manages to even sell above retail. So this is pretty cool. This one, no, is actually under retail though. And you can buy it at jazztime.com for under retail by clicking on the link in the description below. Okay, so now you know a little bit of history. Now where does it stand in the lineup? Now the dual times, you can break down the Overseas into time only, time and date. Dual time, which tracks two time zones. Then there's a chronograph. Then there's perpetual calendar. Then there's open work, and then there's tourbillons. So there's a lot of complications, and each complication steps up the pricing of the watch one notch. So this one's mid tier. It's not the most expensive, but it's still, up there. It's more expensive than a regular time and date only. Now this one happens to be in rose gold. So that brings us to the next question, which is, where does it stand in the lineup? Well, I just told you what the lineup kind of entails. The dual time, they make it both in steel, and they make it black and blue steel. And in rose gold, they do it in surprisingly, they just do it in this silver dial or this white dial. That's it for rose gold. So if you like it in rose gold, makes it look more luxurious and classy. This is the only option that you have, to have it in silver dial and rose gold. I'm sure they'll come out with different colors later, but that's what they have right now. Okay, so the dual time, there's not a whole lot of them, just 3 of them. And what else is, since we're talking about the history, it also replaces the previous generation, which was 7900V. This one's a 7920V, which is, I'll explain a few later things that make it newer. Okay, all right, so that's where this watch stands in the lineup. So let's start talking about the watch itself, starting with the case. Now the case is going to be 41 millimeters. That's from my thumb to my index finger, longest distance across. The bezel, that's going to be the size of it. Okay, now you might think 41 is not that big, but I have to also just kind of warn you, is that the lug-to-lug is quite a bit bigger. Okay. The lug-to-lug, I think it's going to be, I'm going to check this real quick just to make sure, but I think the lug-to-lug is going to be more than around 50 millimeters. I think 49 to be precise. And so that's not exactly small. It's not that big, but it's on the larger side. 49 millimeters from lug to lug. It's not quite as big as, like, for example, an offshore. An offshore from AP is going to run you like 52 millimeters or so. This one's a bit less than that, but it has substantial presence on the wrist. So I'd say those who have a 7-inch wrist around there could wear this watch just fine. Okay, now what is notable about it? Well, the Overseas case has this typical look of integrated watch bracelet where the top of it is satin finish. It pretty much has no lug to it, and it connects to the bracelet the strap via this little notch here that a pin goes through, but more or less it's there's no lug to it. And so that's the way that these like integrated watches are designed. And you have usually a satin finish top and a beveled edge that if it had the bracelet, the beveled edge, the high shiny part, would extend down the length of the bracelet, making it look like a seamless flow from watch head to watch bracelet. In this case, that monotony is broken up by going into the strap and gives it a very classy look, something that you might wear in a more of a dressy situation, even though the Overseas is actually a very sporty watch. Okay, hence the name Overseas, right? Oversea, right? Okay. So, yeah, the case, and what is a little different is that the thickness on the newer version, which is what you're looking at here, is only 12 millimeters. On the previous generation, it was a little thicker, not much. I think it was 12 something, still within 12 on the 12s. Excuse me. But it was thinner. Okay, at any rate, this one's thinner than the previous generation, okay? And that's because of the movement, which I'll get to when I get to it. All right, so you have a very thin watch. It's a very nicely proportioned, large, so it gives some presence. Yeah, and the case work is quite nice. Interesting case too, right? Okay, let's look at the dial here. Dial is also pretty, or let's look at the bezel. Now the bezel, they really wisely did the bezel. I think this is one of the cooler bezels in that they did a circular bezel, but they added the motifs of their insignia, and the Maltese cross is very inconspicuously placed on the bezel so that it makes it unmistakably Vacheron, but still circular and recognizable as a circular watch. Okay, so I just think they did a great job on it. It's high polish on this Maltese part of the bezel. If you kind of take two sides of this Maltese cross, it ends up looking like this motif that's on the bezel. And then behind that, you have a satin finish. So it gives a little bit more depth. And I think it's really nicely done. It looks like you could almost unscrew this bezel. Okay, let's take a look at the dial. And I think this is probably what makes this watch so cool, is that there's a bit of asymmetry here. You have an AM PM indicator that tells you, hey, which part of the day am I or which, I'm sorry, not which part of the day am I at, but which part of the day is my GMT hand on. So since it's a dual time, you're going to have this arrow. It's going to point to time in another time zone, but how do you know, if it's, for example, 4 p.m. or 4 a.m., you can look at your indicator and that would tell you, and hence the name dual time, dual meaning two. And so it can tell two time zones, which I think is pretty cool. And what else it has in this is it has a date. So you can have 1 through 31. You do have to change it each month, depending on if it's a 31 or every 2 months, I suppose, if it's a 30 or 31, right? Okay, and then you have the running seconds and the minute and hour. And you also actually have luminescent on the hour markers and hands, which I also think makes it look really practical, that you can use this watch at night. Okay, what else we can say about this? Let's move on to the bezel or the movement here. The movement is actually also upgraded from the previous generation, and it's a caliber 5110DT/2. And what is different about it? Well, they made some improvements so that it is actually thinner than the previous generation. Some of those details, how they made it thinner, I don't really know, but it doesn't really matter. What aesthetic parts you can see is the rotor, instead of having a cutout on this little star in the center, it's kind of sandblasted. There's no cutout on the rotor. Why exactly they decided to do it this way, I'm not sure, but that's just the design way, and that is a difference between the new and the old. And also, as I said, it's a little bit thinner now. They can't really change that much because, it's going to change the look of the Overseas. So they just make incremental changes. Yeah, so that is one of the incremental changes. You can see the movement, and of course, it looks very nice. Vacheron Constantin written in the back. Some people call it Vacheron Constantin. You know what? Doesn't matter. Call it whatever you want. Just buy the watch. Okay, let's look at the strap now. The strap actually is pretty cool here in that you can do a quick release with Vacheron, and they're one of the few companies that figured out how to do the quick release before everyone else. People think that, you know, AP did it. They just started doing it recently. Vacheron has been doing this quick release for quite some time, and you can use it on a rubber strap, you can use it on a leather strap, you know, a lot of different options you can do. So yeah, and it has a nice buckle. So what else can I say about it? All right, time to try this watch on my wrist and give you my thoughts. Now, I like the Overseas. It's my favorite collection of Vacheron, so I think they did a really nice job here. And in this rose gold, it really looks luxurious. And at the price point, Overseas right now, are at least as of 2026, are not really selling that much above retail, and sometimes they're even at retail for the rose gold models like you see here. But I suspect that will change pretty soon because watches are gaining more and more momentum. People are buying them more and more, and driving up the demand, and the supply is basically remaining the same. So I really think that these Overseas in a few years are going to be selling way above retail, going to be really hard to get, but as of now they're not. So, and it's coming from a really reliable, great brand with a lot of history, so I'm going to give it a thumbs up. And in the rose gold version, if you have the wrist size for it, I'm going to say 7 inches or larger, I think you could benefit for getting this watch at a great price, which is under retail right now at jazztime.com. And if you'd like to do so, please buy it at our website, jazztime.com, for the lowest price anywhere online.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.